Eric, nice to meet you.
This is our typical annual GS for like this year. It's a 3-year contract, and this is for smaller road and bridge projects that we couldn't send out for advertisement typically. This RFQ was sent out February 1st, and they were due back March 4th, and on March 19th, we then selected 3 firms. There were 11 proposals. There was 1 SB set aside, so that's specifically for an SB company. And the DBE goals were 20% for SBE. Then it would be 8% for the MBE, and WBE was 2%.
Questions for Eric? Councilman Miller?
So, which of the firms is the set aside?
That would be Chagrin Valley Engineering is the SBE set aside.
Okay. And when you have a particular opportunity for engineering services, then how do you decide which of the 3 firms is assigned to the project?
We look at their staff and we look at their workload to find the best firm that could do the project. So if we've already awarded 1 or 2 projects to a different firm, then we usually go to that 3rd firm and we spread the work out across evenly to get to $450,000 each.
And we currently have a contract of this kind in place, is that correct?
Correct. Because this is a multiple award, we always have 1 SB set aside.
And who are the current vendors? Are they the same, or are they different ones, or some of each?
Some of each, correct. We've got contracts and have had contracts with all 3 of these firms.
So who currently are the vendors?
Out of these 3 vendors, we have open contracts with all 3. They scored well enough to then be awarded this year's.
So the current 3 contractors were the top 3 scoring?
No, I'm sorry. They were 2 years prior. Last year's we had Manick and Smith. Then we had Chagrin Valley again, and we had Crawford, Milford, and Tilley. So we had an older contract open with these 3 firms.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, Councilman?
That'll do it.
Okay. Yes,
Just through the chair to Eric, you stated earlier that because they were smaller contracts, you really couldn't advertise. I didn't think that we did that.
Advertise as in if we have a small construction cost of less than $1 million, so the fee for that would be something less than $100,000. That's the kind of task that we would then ask one of these 3 companies to work on. As opposed to a $20 million road reconstruction, we're going to hire a firm specifically for that road reconstruction.
So it's basically to save cost.
Yes, to save cost, because they're smaller tasks, because the total contract is $450,000. So they're not going to be, typically each company has 3 to 7 different tasks to then make up that $450,000.
Is that a department decision?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other questions for Eric? If not, what are we looking at, Eric, regarding time sensitive or? Time
sensitive because of there is a federal project that we need to get started on, and to make that project schedule, we would like second reading suspended to activate them as quickly as possible.
Okay. Do I have a motion for a second reading suspension?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Janine, we'll move on to item 5B, 2024-20-0205.
Resolution number 2024-0205, making an award on requisition number 14299 to Terrace Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $7,670,965.81 for rehabilitation of East 200th Street from Mohican Avenue to Lakeshore Boulevard in the cities of Cleveland and Euclid in connection with the 2021-2024 Transportation Improvement Program.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Tom Sotak, Chief Deputy Engineer, and I'm representing Public Works here this morning. So the matter before us is the recommending award to Terrace Construction for the rehabilitation of East 200th Street from Mohican Avenue to Lakeshore Boulevard in the cities of Cleveland and Euclid in connection with the 2021 through 2024 Transportation Improvement Program. We received 3 bids. The lowest and best bidder was determined to be Terrace Construction. The award amount was $7,670,966, which was $843 under the engineer's estimate. The DEI on this project is federally funded via ODOT, and that was set at 8%. The project funding for this is about 23% federal. OPWIC issue 1, state issue 1, about 13.5. Municipal funding, 61.45%. And county funding through the Road and Bridge Fund is at 2.16%. Work is currently estimated to start this summer and will be done next fall. The work does include the replacement of 1.3 miles of water line. That will be paid for by the city of Cleveland, so that's why that, if you're wondering why that muni funding number was so high, that's why that number is high there. So with that, if there's any questions.
Thank you. Open the floor for any questions. Councilwoman?
Through the chair, so the water line, are they in the city of Cleveland in our sewer agreement?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
they joined.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is City of Cleveland, and so obviously City of Cleveland, but then City of Euclid, they had there's an agreement that they had that, Cleveland maintains the water system for that. I think it was like an anti-poaching or something like that agreement, and they agreed to, then maintain the water lines for these communities.
City of Euclid did.
Yes, City of Euclid with Cleveland, the
Gotcha.
Division of Water.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Councilman Miller?
So, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Sotak, who were the other 2 bids and how much did they bid?
I'll have to get that to you. Do we I think, well, hold on. I think I may have that. I'm sorry here. Let me see. Okay, I do have that, actually. Just look and you shall find.
Very good.
Okay, so bidder number 2 was Katz Construction, and their bid price was $7,915,085.17. Let me see here. Do we have the third? Where's the third on here? There's Katz. Oh, there we go, okay. Last but not least, Mr. Excavator came in at $9,142,616. So that rounds out the 3.
Okay, so clearly competitive bidding saved us money. And
Yes, I think that was I would say that was a good outcome.
this is the closest that I've ever seen a contract come to the engineer's estimate. It was almost identical to the estimate.
I will send kudos to the folks who developed it.
Yeah.
I will mention that to them. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions for Tom? If not, it looks like you want to start in the summer. I'm sure it's time sensitive. Second reading suspension.
Respectfully request that, Mr. Chairman.
Also move.
Motion.
Second.
And second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Great. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to item 5C, Resolution 2024-0219. Janine?
Resolution, excuse me, resolution number 2024-0219, approving right-of-way exhibits as set forth in plat number M-5057 for the replacement of Shaft Road Bridge number 02.89 over West Creek in the city of Independence.
Hi, Jessica
Morning.
French. Good morning. Jessica French from Department of Public Works. The Shaft Road Bridge project is a complete bridge replacement. There will be 4 property owners impacted by this bridge replacement. Most of the acquisition will be temporary easements to construct the project. There will be small permanent easements due to some foundational bridge areas, but they are very minor. Most of the ownerships are general industry, with one being West Creek Conservancy. This is going over West Creek itself, so. The project schedule is that we are going to complete acquisition early fall of this year, go out to bid either end of this year, beginning of next, and start construction thereafter. Do I have any questions?
Excellent. Any questions, Council? Yes,
Just,
Councilwoman.
just a clarification through the chair to Ms. French. You said it was going to go, the bid was going to go out in early fall?
I'm going to complete the acquisition early fall.
Go out at the end of the year.
So we have to complete acquire all of our rights before we go out to bid. And then that will be it'll be in the winter time of this year, either end of this year or beginning of next.
So when you do an acquisition, then this will come back before us again for funding and, okay?
Yep, construction, and they'll go out to bid for all of that, yes.
Councilman Miller?
So, Mr. Chairman, Ms. French, do we have agreements with the property owners, or don't we know yet?
We do not have any agreements with the property owners until I come before you and ask for authority to acquire. After that, after I receive your approval, I will go out and speak to all of the property owners.
And are there any of the acquisitions that are not temporary?
There are nominal acquisitions that are permanent. They are part of the foundation of the bridge. I think one is 0.0005 acres. There's one that's 0.001 acres and some change. They're very, very small. You actually will not see that area above ground. It'll all be below ground. But still, we need to maintain those rights for everyone's safety and for maintenance.
Hopefully those things shouldn't cost a whole lot of money.
It should. This project or this acquisition should not cost that much money. No.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? So this is not time sensitive?
This is time
It
sensitive.
is
I'm
time
so sorry.
sensitive. Oh, okay.
My last one I did was not, but this one is. Just because we are going fall of this year, we are required to go by the ORC and give them plenty of time to review all of the documents.
Okay.
So I am requesting 2 readings.
Second reading suspension. Excellent. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Great, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, appreciate it. Anyone opposed? No?
Thank you so much.
Jessica. With that, Janine, we're moving on to 5D, Resolution 2024-0220.
Resolution number 2024-0220, making an award on requisition number 14170 to the Triad Engineering and Contracting Company in the amount not to exceed $589,975 for Mayfield Village Hickory Hill Pump Station improvements in the Village of Mayfield.
Once again, good morning, members of the committee. Tom Sotek. Yes, Public Works is recommending the make a recommendation to award a contract to Triad Engineering for the replacement of the Mayfield Village Hickory Hill Pump Station in the Village of Mayfield. We had a total of 4 bids on this project, sent to 7 vendors. The award, Triad's bid was $589,975. The engineer's estimate was $627,424, $37,449 under the engineer's estimate. From a DEI standpoint, this contractor was found to be compliant. 20% SBE, 8% MBE, 2% WBE. The funding source for this project is out of the Mayfield Village cash account or enterprise account. That's 100% funding. And as far as schedule, we expect to begin work this summer, and we should be done by spring of 2025, or approximately 270 days. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Open the floor to questions.
Okay, I'll ask
Councilman
a few.
Miller? Sure.
So, to Mr. Sotek, what was the range of bid prices?
I happen to have that information here. So so we had 4 bidders. They were very tightly bunched, which is a good thing. I think I like that. Looks like the high was 662,000 and change. Below obviously was 589,975 by Triad, which was the selected to be the lowest and best on it. And once again, the engineer's estimate was 627,423.
And to Mr. Sotek, why are we doing this construction as opposed to to Mayfield Village doing it?
Well, we have, our sanitary division has agreements with approximately 38 communities through Cuyahoga County. Many of them are full-service communities. There's a few that are direct bill, but Mayfield Village being one of our full-service communities, we handle their pump station maintenance, operation, and construction for them via agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions? Take this as time-sensitive, Tom. Second
Yes,
reading,
please.
suspension, excuse me. Need a motion?
Also move.
Second.
Seconded, great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thanks, Tom.
Thank you for your consideration.
We move on to the last item here, 5E, Janine, Resolution 2024-0221.
Resolution number 2024-0221, authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of land for Sunset Drive and Garden Path in the sanctuary of Olmsted and the preserve of Olmsted subdivision located in Olmsted Township as a public street along with established setback lines, rights-of-ways, and easements.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Megan Cheney, Senior Planner with the Cuyahoga Planning Commission. Here to talk about the acceptance of dedicated rights-of-way and easements for public streets and utilities in the Sanctuary and Preserve subdivision for Phase 4. In the audience, we also have a member from Pulte Homes, Jeremy Craig, if there are any additional questions that you would like to ask him.
Okay, open the floor to questions. Any questions from council?
I have one question.
Okay, Councilman Miller?
My question is whether the mayor and the council of Olmsted Township are on board with this.
Yes, absolutely. We are required because County Public Works and Cuyahoga County acts as service department in some ways and planning department in some ways for the township. We accept the rights of way for the unincorporated areas of Olmsted Township in order to help the township maintain those public utilities and roadways.
And are we aware of anyone who's against this?
I do not believe so.
No, we've seen some things in the past that have not been good, so that's why I'm asking the questions.
Understood.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions? Councilwoman?
Yes, through the chair to Ms. Cheney. For this type of resolution, does it go through county planning as well?
It does.
It did go in
S-
front.
Yes, right. So throughout the subdivision process, County Planning Commission, our board, reviewed the preliminary plan, and then it also reviews the final plat of the subdivision after the improvements have been put in. And it has gone through all those approvals at the County Planning Commission level. And it was approved without any kind of conditions.
Yeah, he looked familiar to me. Thank you.
Any other questions? What are we looking at for readings, Megan?
Oh, it would be great. I'm sure Pulte Homes would greatly appreciate suspension of second reading rules
Okay.
as the construction season is underway.
Motion for second reading under suspension?
Second.
Second, great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? No. It's nice seeing you again, Megan. It's been a while since
See you,
Planning
yes.
Commission, yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay. All right, with that, we move on to item number 6, which is miscellaneous business. Any miscellaneous business? None that you want to talk about right now? Okay, with that, we move on to adjournment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.